Now because Peter Brock has just pulled in for his scheduled pit stop.
It's a scheduled pit stop, Gary. That's right. It will take 4 tyres, 3 churns. David Oxton standing by to see whether he can get his first drive here at Bathurst. But it depends entirely on how Peter Brock is feeling. It looks at this stage as though Peter Brock is going to stay in the car. It's been a pretty quick stop so far. Fuel still being added. He's away in 24.53 seconds. That's sensational. That's something like 10 seconds quicker than the Jaguars, so Brock will be very, very happy with that. And obviously, as you saw, he decided to stay in the car, so David Oxton will have to wait another 30 or so laps before he gets his chance.
It's pretty hard to dislodge Peter Brock from the driver's seat, I'll tell you.
Well, I think if Brock's fortunes continue the way things are going at the moment, the real question of this is going to be the co-driver. Because we all know that Brock could run around here all day, but of course he's brought David Oxton into his team for the James Hardie race this year, and it will require his co-driver to put up almost the same lap time.
Well, Neil may correct me, but I think the only thing we've seen of David Oxton previously has been in formula racing in Australia, not in touring cars. They are a different kettle of fish. He's a pretty handy steerer. And he's got... Oh, gee, that was a little bit shaky through there. He's got to do a minimum hour in the car. And as Mike said, that may very well tell the tale. But I guess, Neil, that applies not just to the 05 car, but to a lot of cars here today.
Yes, this is where we'll see the co-drivers come into their own, though, with guys like, for example, Neil Lowe and Kent Bajan. It's a very even combination. David Oxton, though, don't write him off. This guy's a very quick peddler. He's done a lot of racing in Mondial and Formula 5000, and he's teamed up with Brock in New Zealand before when they've run over there and won. And his performance at Sandown was very good in practice. His performance here has been very good, although he hasn't had a lot of laps in the car. Brock's dodging all over the place here at the moment, trying to get these new tyres to settle in and scuff the sheen off the surface.
Second dealer team car is going to come in shortly too. Johnny Harvey will get out of the car and David Parsons will take the wheel.
Tim Slako in the pits from Western Australia in the Rover, together with Mike Bergman in the Commodore.
Yes, one. Oh, trouble! Oh, up at Hill Corner. There's a hell of a pile-up. It's 2 of the BMWs.
Richards and Fury. It's Fury in the Crichton car at the moment with the red helmet on. Unbelievably bad luck for the JPS team.
There's another car sandwiched in there.
Well, that's the Davison Kramer Mustang, which has been there since the start of the race.
Oh, the teammates. Goodness me, the BMWs have put themselves out of business.
That's incredible. How on earth could you do that? Well, Jim had to jump out of the car at Sandown to plug in a relay in car number 1. Now he has to jump out of the car at Bathurst to push his teammate out of the sand pit.
I tell you what, that'll be tough going to get it out of there. I don't think they'll do it somehow. Look, Jim's digging with his hands. Goodness me. Frantic, furious, disappointment for Jim Richards and for George Fury. They both exit the car and Jim says, come on, George, get down on your knees and dig.
What incredibly bad luck, because Jim Richards just went past our commentary position.
Richards was leading the race. Richards was the man that went off first. They must have had a touch, surely. Or somebody's touched them.
Either that or there has to be some oil on the circuit.
I've seen 1 or 2 other cars slip and slide there at that point.
I wonder if we can see any skid marks and things prior to that.
No, they don't really.
There've been a few off on the exit to the corner.
I wonder what the marks there are coming out of the pit lane. Anyway, it's very hard to tell. You could sit here all morning and wonder exactly what's taken place. George and Jim in conversation about just how you extract 2 $225,000 BMWs from the sand trap.
Well, the Fury Crichton car looks as though they might be able to get it out with a little more ease than the other one. But the sand traps were built there for a purpose.
The thing is, I haven't got the rule book at hand at the moment, but I don't think they can accept any outside assistance. They have to get them out themselves.
Yeah, but can Fury assist Richards or vice versa?
Now we're really getting technical.
Yeah, we are getting technical. They can't accept any help from flag marshals or from anybody else. But whether or not the teammates can help each other remains to be seen. I don't know. But
well, they've had an incredibly good run all year, but all of their bad luck has lobbed in 1 hit and swiping 2 cars at once.
Jim Richards was the race leader at the time in car number 1. But that's put paid to